Boom! Alright, second half of the DVDs that I bought at Dollar Tree. I'm not going to waste any time introducing anything. Let's just keep going with Rabbit School, the Guardians of the Golden Eggs. I don't know what to say about this one. This looks very averagely mediocre. It doesn't look like it's ripping off anything. Maybe Rise of the Guardians. That's the one with the Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy, that all being superheroes. And what interesting concept, but a very boring movie. So obviously this is Easter themed. We got the rabbits and the eggs, some foxes over there. Let's see. Max is a rabbit who dreams of living large in the big city, but when the coolest rabbit gang in town tricks Max into performing a dangerous stunt, he finds himself lost in a mysterious land where rabbits are trained to bring children eggs for Christmas. No, eggs for Easter. Now, with a little help from some new friends and the strict teaching of Madame Hermione. Oh, so that's what Emma Watson's doing nowadays. Max must learn the secrets of Easter magic and save the rabbit school from being taken over by a gang of evil foxes. Sounds straightforward. Sounds interesting, I guess. The animation actually doesn't look that bad. It looks very storybooky. It's that cell animated computer animation where everything's very saturated. Is that the right word? Saturated? Something like that. I haven't even seen this one, and I can picture what kind of animation it is. It probably doesn't have that many frames. All the movements are either very fluid or very jerky, depending on what mood they're trying to set. It really doesn't look that bad. It looks like something. It looks French or Hungarian or somewhere along that. But yeah, it's not my kind of movie, but it does look decent enough. I'll definitely have to check this one out. Probably around Easter. Who knows? Seven Seas Pirates. Seven Seas Pirates, another obvious Pirates Band of Misfits ripoff. Either that or Pirates of the Caribbean. Maybe both. Let's see. Yo ho, a treasured life for me. Probably more Pirates of the Caribbean there. I dropped the camera. That was professional of me. Anyway, a swashbuckling adventure aboard a pirate ship turns into a battle for survival when Selkirk and Poopy, find themselves captive and marooned on a deserted island after the crew steals their treasure map and discovers their true identities. Well, that sounds like you just gave away the entire movie. That sounds like the entire thing right there. These two people aren't who they say they are, and then they go searching for treasure, and the crew finds out and kicks them off, and that's basically 2/3 of the movie right there. So yeah, I guess that shows just how much attention they're putting into marketing this DVD. And another good sign is that they don't even bother translating the bottom part here. It's all in, is that French? French, yeah. So this is a French production dubbed into English to cash in on both Pirates Band of Misfits and Pirates of the Caribbean. Except it looks like we actually have some proper stop motion animation. I do like me some proper stop motion animation. My animation. Do I like my animation? I'll have to think on that one. But yeah, this looks decent. This looks interesting. I'm definitely gonna have to check this one out. Pluie. That's what I'm saying about this movie. Just stupid camera. Stupid technical difficulties, everyone. Sorry about that. Right. Anyway. Oh, God. Pluie. Too chicken to fly. I can already tell you this is not going to be a movie for me. This is not my kind of movie. We have John Stamos. Oh, goody. and Sean Astin and Jerry Garcia. I've heard of those two. I can't place anything they've done. Jerry Garcia's a comedian, though, I believe. And Sean Astin, I want to say I know what he's from, but I can't place him. I don't know. Yeah, just by the box cover, I'm not excited. It just looks ugly. I don't like these big-headed, big-eyed birds and that rabid fox thing. Is this stop motion as well? Is this stop? No. Wait, maybe? Maybe? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say it's computer animated. Let's see. In order to survive the cruel winter months, Pluie, a young flightless plover chick, must take on a dangerous journey to find a legendary valley located in the heart of the Highlands. While on his journey, he needs to stay hidden from the ever-watchful eyes of a ravenous falcon who has been terrorizing his family and friends for years. He realizes that the only way to save his loved ones is learning to fly and become the plover his father taught him to be. Okay, so that kind of sounds like that traditionally animated movie. I believe it was called Fly Away Home. I don't remember much about it, but it was like a duck or a goose or something along those lines, and one of the chicks couldn't fly, and he made friends with a beaver or woodchuck or something, and they river dance. I don't know, that was a little interesting, I guess. This just looks too cute. This does not look like something for me. Maybe I'm judging it too harshly based on just the animation. Maybe it's a lot darker than I think. Maybe it's actually pretty good. Let's see. Based on the credits, it looks like it's Norwegian. I don't know. We have a whole bunch of accent marks there. Can't really zoom in much more. Interviews with the cast and Wildfire music video by Greta Salome, Feet Tiny. Oh, that's the main feature right there. You know, come for the movie, stay for the Greta Salome music video. PG, mild peril, and rude humor. That's all I have to say about that. Back to the Sea. Featuring Christian Slater, Mark Hamill, Tom Kenny, and Tim Curry. Ooh, so yeah, already we have a really good cast here. Already this looks like that. I think it was Danish, a Danish movie called Help I'm a Fish. It's by the same studio that did that Hugo movie that I was talking about in the last video, where everyone looks like Don Bluth. It's a very Don Bluth style, though Don Bluth did not have anything to do with it as far as I can tell. But this looks like that movie, which had Alan Rickman and Terry Jones from Monty Python, who died recently, unfortunately. Adventure This Way. Fish ass. Cool. Ooh, this looks traditionally animated. You don't see those anymore. You don't see traditionally animated movies anymore. Maybe it's an older movie. They just got around to dubbing it to English. Who knows? Back to the Sea tells the touching story of a heroic fish's journey home. When little fish Kevin is swept up in a net and taken from his home in the vast oceans to the small glass fish tank of a New York restaurant, he must find a way to escape and make his way back home to his family and to the sea he loves. Together with his newfound friends and with the help of his trusted human companion, the restaurant owner's son, Kevin embarks on the journey of his life, filled with laughs, action, and heart. Back to the Sea is a great film for the whole family. So this was probably made a few years ago, probably like a few decades ago, and then released to cash in on Finding Dory. Oh no, it says 2012, so maybe just a Finding Nemo Shark Tale clone, which we have a lot of. I'm probably gonna have to hunt a whole bunch of those down and feature those, but yeah, I'm legitimately curious about this. I'm legitimately excited. This could be interesting. Besides, we also have Kath Soucie, John DiMaggio, Matt King, Maurice LaMarche, Michael Goh, Tara Strong. We have an accomplished cast here. This could very well be interesting. Also, they have the Back to the Sea Operation Clamshake game for iPod, iPhone, and iPod Touch, iPad Touch. And I'm sure that still exists. Yeah, sure. So yeah, interesting. I think I'm just definitely going to check that one out. Top Cat Begins. A bit of backstory. Back in the 60s, Hanna-Barbera created a character named Top Cat, and he was basically a pastiche, is that the right word? Pastiche, or just tribute, rip-off, send-off, whatever. He was based on comedian Phil Silvers. Whom I can't really name anything he's done except It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, but that's a movie that had everybody in it. But I can say that Phil Silvers was one of the funnier comedians of the time. His shtick was that he was a jerk, and that he always looked for a way to rip people off, and he was a bit of a con man, and that's basically what Top Cat is. Top Cat is a cartoon, an unofficial cartoon version of Phil Silvers, and honestly, he hasn't really gotten any attention since his stint in the 60s. He had an appearance on Harvey Birdman like almost 20 years ago. God, that show's almost that old. And that's pretty much it. Except for some reason, Argentina? Was it Argentina or Brazil? Okay, it's French, so maybe it was made in France. France or... where's the place in South America that speaks French? I cannot remember. I cannot place it right now. Anyway, they made Top Cat movies is the what I'm trying to get to. In fact, this, from what I understand, is technically not the first this is technically a sequel and a prequel. So there was another Top Cat movie before this called Top Cat Strikes Back, Top Cat Returns, Top Cat, something like that. Except it was a traditionally animated movie. Well, the characters were traditionally animated, and the environment around them was computer animated. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm really fascinated by movies like that. I'm kind of sad that I didn't get that movie with this haul, because this just looks like it's all CGI, and not really very good CGI at that. I mean, okay, they look like the characters. They look cartoony enough, but I don't know. This just doesn't look well animated just from this stock photo, just from this promotional DVD art. All right, let's see. Witness the beginning of the world's most audacious cat, Top Cat. Poor, lonely, and living on the streets, Top Cat is one sad cat, until a chance meeting with Benny, a naive and good-hearted feline looking for adventure. The pair quickly become best buddies and partners in crime, pickpocketing their way out of poverty. Setting their sights higher, they decide to steal from Mr. Big, who rules New York's backstreets. As Top Cat and Benny hatch a plan, little do they know, success is just the start of their problems. So honestly, I'm not crazy about the designs. I'm not crazy about how they look like these designs look like they'd fit better in 2D, in traditionally animated fashion than 3D models, but it doesn't look that bad. In fact, honestly, I don't know. This might actually be good. I kind of like Top Cat. I'm not too familiar with his cartoons, but it does look passable. It looks it looks like it's for kids, but it looks fairly decent. I could see that. Man, we're getting some good titles here. Let's see what's next. I had to set myself up, didn't I? Son of Bigfoot. Okay. Does this look like a movie anybody would be interested in? Does this look like something that just... no. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just judging it too harshly, but just based on the cover, this does not look like something that needs to exist. Is that Bigfoot? Is that supposed to be Bigfoot? That doesn't look like that. That looks like Kurt Russell in a fursuit. It looks like... Honestly, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that movie Furry Vengeance with Brendan Fraser, and anything that reminds me of that movie should not exist. That's all there is to it. From New Wave Wave Pictures and the executive producer of Alvin and the Chipmunks. Oh, well, that's just the seal of death right there. It's just... Okay, anyway, teenage outsider Adam sets out on an epic and daring quest to uncover the mystery behind his long-lost dad, only to find out that he is none other than the legendary Bigfoot. I can definitely see the resemblance there. He has been hiding deep in the forest for years to protect himself and his family from Co. Oh, God. A giant corporation eager to run scientific experiments with his special DNA. As father and son start making up for lost time, Adam soon discovers that he too is gifted with superpowers beyond his imagination. But little do they know, Co is on their tail as Adam's traces have left them the big... Oh, for God's... Oh. Yeah, this just sounds like one of those really... This just sounds like a give-up family kids movie, I should say. This is not for families. This is for little teeny kids. You know, just come up with the weird idea, put in some animals, give them wild expressions, make everything move every 30 seconds. Just basically wave your keys in front of their faces. This does not look good in the slightest. That looks nothing like Bigfoot. That looks nothing like Bigfoot. He's wearing pants. Why would Bigfoot wear pants? Why? Maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe this is actually good. I'm not holding my breath, though. Anyway, music composed by Puggy. Whoever that is. There are no voice credits here, so that's another good sign. Of course, there weren't any voice credits on the Top Cat, so yeah, I'm not looking forward to this one. No, can't say I'm excited for that one. The Magic Kids, 3 Unlikely Heroes. Yeah, this is another live-action one, but let's face it, I had to pick this one up. First of all, it's directly ripping off the Harry Potter Percy Jackson font there, and... Well, just for the DVD cover fails. Okay, so, you look at the top half, it's done competently, I guess. I mean, you have these sort of Hogwarts, Diagon Alley type settings. And we got the characters who... Let's see. Yeah, you got a tall male character, you got a red-headed character, and then you got a smarmy female character. That's Harry Potter, isn't it? So that looks okay. The top half looks okay, but then you flip it over. I'm gonna have to move the camera. Flip it over. Okay, so the idea is that that's a vampire, that's a werewolf, and that's a fairy, and they're reflected in this pool of water, but you can't see it. Okay, you can see the werewolf right there. That's okay right there. And you can kind of see the vampire, but you can't see the fairy. Why does this filter need to be here? Why does this dark cloud filter need to be here? You can't see any of the leads. You can't see any of their alter egos. I don't understand why you would design a cover like that. If you're trying to sell us on these magic kids that have different forms, then why edit it like that? That just, ugh. Yeah, that's good. I'm knocking the camera over again. That's very professional. Gonna have to get a better standing tripod here. But not right now. Let's see what's on the back. Yeah, this is another reason why I picked this up. This is the cheapest looking back cover to a DVD I've ever seen. It looks like I'm pretty sure we saw some DVDs that looked exactly like this in the last video, but this especially, maybe it's because it's live action and it doesn't have all these cartoony elements to it, but this just looks, I could make something like this in MS Paint. All right, anyway, what's the story? A vampire who can't see blood, a fairy who is afraid to fly, and a werewolf with a hair allergy. Teens Vlad, Faye, and Wolf, kind of on the nose there, are outcasts at BenHur Academy, the world's most famous magic school. The trio must work together to save the town's fairies, witches, trolls, and vampires from the mayor's black magic curse. Well, that tells you everything everything you need to know, doesn't it? And yeah, what's even going on in the snapshots? You got two kids standing around, a fairy holding on to something, a werewolf, and the devil himself, apparently. Well, if that doesn't catch your attention, I don't know what will. This just looks like the best movie ever, just based on all those scenes of things, just things. Who knows what it is, just things. Let's see. Is this a foreign movie or is it hold on, I need to get closer to the it looks German. It looks like it's a German production, so Deutsch Columbia Pictures. Yeah, that's German, isn't it? Yeah, so it sounds like it's a German picture. Maybe it's been dubbed into English. Closed captioning available. I don't see any language on here, so maybe it's English. Maybe it's an American production maybe it's a German production that was made with English people, or maybe it was dubbed into English. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion of this. It may, I don't think it's going to be good. Might be interesting, probably not going to be good, but hey, we'll see one of these days. You go over there and think about how ripping off Harry Potter has benefited you. Maybe it has. Monster Family. Now, just by looking at this cover, you can immediately know what it's ripping off. That's right, Sleepy Hollow. No, Hotel Transylvania, which... Why would anything want to rip off Hotel Transylvania? The actual movies themselves aren't that good. In fact, I almost thought that this was made by the same people who did Hotel Transylvania, but no, the eyes aren't big enough and there's too much detail. There's more detail in these character models than the theatrical movie. How is that even possible? I don't know. Let's see. Emily Watson, can't place her. Nick Frost, I know him. I'll get into him in a minute. Jessica Brown Finley, Sheila Imrie, Catherine Tate. Catherine Tate, wasn't she on Doctor Who? Or am I thinking of somebody completely different? And Jason Isaacs. I've heard of Jason Isaacs. I cannot place him. Let's see. The Wishbone family. What's the story? Wishbone is far from happy with a struggling bookshop, an overworked husband, and two misunderstood teenagers. Emma is at her wit's end trying to be the perfect mom. After dragging her family to a costume party on Halloween night, they are cursed by an evil witch and transformed into a vampire, a mummy, a werewolf, and Frankenstein's monster. Hey, what do you know? They actually said Frankenstein's monster. Everybody everywhere just called it Frankenstein, but no, it's Frankenstein's monster. Okay, that's one point I can give this movie. Now Emma will fight to keep her monster family together and uncover the secret of their curse, eventually leading them to the Prince of Darkness himself, Dracula. Well, this sounds like... Why couldn't they just stay as monsters? Why couldn't they just be monsters to begin with? That sounds... I don't understand why it has to be a human family that gets turned into monsters. I think just having a monster family with a dad as a Frankenstein, mom as a vampire, and then you got a mummy and a little werewolf kid. That sounds more interesting than them being in a curse. That just... I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe it is better the way they put it, but I doubt it because I've actually heard of this movie. I've heard of people reviewing it. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of other people talking about it. And you know what? Every single one of them has said. So I'm not really excited about this one, especially Nick Frost. I'm assuming Nick Frost is... Well, he might be the dad, or he might be one of the supporting characters, like this bat up here. I don't know. Okay, controversial opinion time. I don't think Nick Frost on his own works. Now, when he's with Simon Pegg, I love Simon Pegg Nick Frost movies. But when it's just Nick Frost, he can't stand on his own. Simon Pegg can stand on his own. Simon Pegg is just this very wonderful, out there, malleable personality. Nick Frost, not as much. I don't know, maybe... I don't know if it's all his fault. Maybe they just don't give him as much creative control as they do Simon Pegg. But just every time he does something on his own, he's just completely forgettable. Like they got him for Ice Age 4. I would not have known that they got him for Ice Age 4 if I didn't see his credit. Well, While inversely, they had Simon Pegg for Ice Age 3 and Ice Age 5, and I could immediately tell that that was Simon Pegg. He just stands out so well. But Nick Frost in Ice Age 4, no. So that's my short tirade on Nick Frost. Now, I love you, Nick Frost. I love you and Simon Pegg making movies. Yeah, it's just I'm not surprised I'm seeing you in this movie. So, and I'm not really interested in this movie at all. So, I dread the day when I have to feature this one. Double feature, Daddy I'm a Zombie and Mummy I'm a Zombie. 13 going on eternity. She's back. Of course she is. She's a zombie. Yeah, so if the other one was an obvious ripoff of Hotel Transylvania, this is an obvious ripoff of Tim Burton's Corpse Bride, as well as Tim Burton in general. There's also a little bit of Frankenweenie in there. Yeah, let's see. Dixie is a 13-year-old girl, unhappy with her life. Her parents separated 5 years ago, and her peers at school think she's weird. One night during a storm, Dixie suffers an accident and wakes up in the middle of a cemetery as a zombie. With the help of Isis, an Egyptian mummy, and Goner, a pirate zombie, who were in the middle of an American graveyard for some reason, Dixie seeks out a strange man in the forest who holds the key to returning her back to life. And then in the sequel to Daddy I Am a Zombie, all of your favorite characters are back, and some that you can't care less about, which is all of them. The fate of the planet is once again in Dixie's hands as she must fight to end the battle that has erupted between the living and the walking dead, while balancing her newfound popularity at school and a campaign for student council. Now these I actually have seen. I have seen both of these. I can't tell you thing one about them. I remember I've seen them. I don't remember practically anything. Yeah, so the animation's actually weird. It's like they were mimicking stop motion, but it's computer animation and everything. It's like stop motion ragdolls. It's like if you took out the framework for a stop motion Tim Burton doll and just had it flop all over the place. So it's an interesting style, to say the least. It's not horrible. It's definitely a style. It's just, I don't know. It's not my cup of tea, really. That's all I really remember. There was an especially floppy mummy, and when there was this, I think it was like some Marie Antoinette type of zombie, except she's a kid, and she calls the pirate zombie a cod sucker. Yeah, listen closely, cod sucker, because that's not how it sounds in the movie. And then the sequel, she appears as a ghost because she died in the first one, even though she was already dead. I don't know. I can't, it's... So yeah, if I've seen this and I can't tell you anything about them, I especially don't remember the sequel. I remember something about the first one, but not the sequel. Then yeah, you can surmise that this is going to be a very memorable watch when I eventually get to it, which I'm not looking forward to. Sammy and Co. Turtle Reef. Adventure is a splash away. Yet another one of these Finding Nemo Shark Tale ripoffs that the mid to late 2000s really loved to churn out, as well as all those Cars ripoffs, which the Asylum has featured both of and will eventually be looking at. Join Sammy, Shelley, Ricky, and Ella. Join Sammy, Shelley, Ricky, and Ella in a turtly awesome adventure, oh god, filled with laughs, mystery, and daring rescues. The turtle family and their underwater friends live in an aquatic village where natural elements protect them from intruders. Ricky dreams of leaving the safety of the reef in search of adventure, but nobody takes him seriously. He's still too young. Upset, Ricky leaves the reef, determined to prove everyone wrong. His friends panic, but Sammy hatches a clever plan to make Ricky see for himself that he's not yet ready to face the perils of the ocean on his own. Oh yeah, what's the word? Make the kid feel bad about his life. That's a good moral for the kids. So this is actually the third in this Sammy and Co. Film series. It was a, if I remember correctly, it was a Turtle's Tale, and then a Turtle's Tale 2, and then we have number 3. So that probably means I'm gonna have to find the first 2 and look at those, which that's gonna be fun. This just looks like this looks like a movie for 3-year-olds. This looks like little kid pandering crap. I don't know. Like I say, I haven't seen it. I could be wrong, but based on the designs here, based on how everyone looks, just their wide-eyed baby head, completely innocent, non-threatening appearance, this is going to be quite bland, I would assume. So that is the only DVD I saw at Dollar Tree with a slipcover. So they definitely put a little bit more thought into the DVD cover than they did the movie, probably. Cats. Obvious Secret Life of Obvious. Let me move the camera where it'll stay. Obvious Secret Life of Pets ripoff. Even down to the font. Positively hilarious. Also, demon head! Demon face! Okay, anyway. Cape, a restless, curious, and smart yellow kitten, lives in a high-rise apartment with his overprotective father Blanket and a lively parrot named Mac. Cape and Blanket. Okay. Cape dreams of an adventure outside of a sheltered home, whereas Blanket prefers the safety of staying indoors. Wasn't Blanket Michael Jackson's kid? I don't know. When Cape learns about a mythical land where cats can live freely and happily, he sets out on a quest to find it. Blanket and Max set off in the outside world to find Cape and bring him home. What awaits for both father and son is an adventure of a lifetime that will transform them both. Let's see. Cat's looking curious. Cat's staring at stuff. Cat staring at stuff. Cat on a skateboard. That's the only scene that makes me curious about anything that happens in this movie. Otherwise, it doesn't look like anything special, and I didn't like Secret Life of Pets in the first place, so this is probably gonna suck. I think that's all I can say about that one. Alright, my battery's not looking good. It takes forever for this thing to charge, and it's 4 o'clock in the morning, so I'm tired. So let's see how quickly we can get through the rest of these movies. Oh, this is a good start. 8-movie marathon, volume 1. Yes, we made it there in the end. And don't worry, this is the for anyone tired of the multi-pack DVDs from the last video, this is the only one. Well, technically the Mummy Daddy Zombie thing was also a multi-pack, but this is the last 8-movie one. We have Legend of the Sea, Rockstars, The Race Begins, Pup, Aqua Tales, Life to the Jug. Wait a minute. They were the same. They took Aqua Tales and Life's a Jungle from. Why? Why those two? Why do they need 2 DVDs with those movies? Then it's not. All right. Anyway, Aqua Tales, Life's a Jungle, My Friend Bernard, and Kiara, which I'll get into that in a minute. Let's see. Legend of the Sea. The Eastern Sea has been peaceful under the reign of the Dragon King. That's about to change when the evil octopus Ocho is freed from her banishment and unleashes her vengeance upon the kingdom. Prince Draco must evolve into the Dragon King in order to protect his kingdom from the evil octopus Ocho. So, does he need a stone to evolve, or is he one of those trading evolves? Also, from what I understand, Rob Schneider plays our leader, so Rob Schneider is the king of the sea. Derp. Rock stars. 2 lowly earthworms, Gloria and Barry, decide to make the world's greatest disco band, which helps them rise from the bottom of the food chain to stardom, proving that earthworms can boogie too. There's a new sound around, the strangest sound you have ever heard. It's a sound that's made by worms. A little bit of Muppet Show for you. heard of this one. It has Jane Lynch in there, who is the voice of the ship, one of the ships from crap. Now I don't remember what Final Space. I've only seen that show once, and now I don't. Yeah, it's funny, but I don't even remember most of it. The race begins. Follow pals Ringo the Rat and Oriole the Ox as they work together battling the elements and their opponents to compete in the ultimate animal race, where only one can be crowned king. That actually sounds interesting. I like race movies. That could be interesting if the race is an actual theme of the movie and it doesn't just happen in the last 5 minutes. Pup. Pup is an uplifting story about a dog willing to do whatever it takes to become the greatest sheepdog of all time, even if that means flying to the moon. I don't know why you want to fly to the moon. I don't think there's any sheep up there. Unless we're doing the whole sheep flying over the moon thing. Oh, no, wait, that's cows. Already went over Aqua Tales and Life's a Jungle. My Friend Bernard. Sam is a shy boy who is afraid of almost everything. However, one day, Sam meets a polar bear named Bernard. Bernard takes Sam on an epic adventure across the world and helps him lose his fears. Okay, fair enough. From what I understand, it's actually based on a series of shorts from South Korea. So it's a movie based on very slapsticky computer animation, silent comedy. I haven't actually checked it out myself. It could be interesting. And finally, Kiara. When King Maximus, the ruler of peaceful Dream Zone, is captured and imprisoned by his evil brother Dreadmus, his courageous daughter Princess Kiara embarks on a magical journey to protect their kingdom and rescue her father. Now, this is the infamous one. You may know this movie more as Kiara the Brave, though the original title was Super 6 or something like that. I don't know. It's a movie that they purposely renamed to Kiara the Brave to capitalize on Disney's Brave, even though this is actually... Kiara has very little to do with the movie. It's actually about superheroes who are kids of planets who are actually gods, and it's sort of an allegory for global warming, and I don't know. It's horribly animated. It's a very ADD, I guess we should say. I have no idea what's going on, and it's all around absolutely horrible. Meaning we'll have to see it one day. We'll have to check it out one day. Anything else I can say about any of these? No. Let's see. Maybe, definitely maybe. Ice Princess Lily. Mackenzie Ziegler is Ice Princess Lily. A story of fire and ice, which, from what I understand, is completely untrue. There is no fire in this. Mackenzie Ziegler is, I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. She's a YouTube star, and she voices the main character, apparently. And, well, are you really surprised? That seems to be what they do with these really cheap, low but direct-to-video animations. They get these YouTube stars to voice characters just because they're YouTube stars. We had Rebecca Black in one. The girl who sang Friday so many years ago. She was in Kung Fu Rabbit. I'm gonna have to find a DVD of that. I'm gonna have to check that one out. Lily, a fearless ice princess, teams up with a young dragon named Tabaluga. Together, they must stop an evil snowman and an army of polar bears from freezing over the entire world. Lily must inspire Tabaluga to unlock his potential and discover the fire that has always been within him. Now, from what I understand, this is actually very similar to Kiara in that they're pushing the Ice Princess Lily, obviously, to cash in on Frozen, but this is a German movie where the main character is the dragon. The princess doesn't have as much of a role as the dragon does. It's all about the dragon and learning his role and everything. But I don't know. I haven't actually seen it. That's just what I've heard. Could be interesting, even though the animation looks awful. It's just very textureless and very textureless and very basic. I don't know. Except that, oh my god, that's a nightmare-inducing snowman if I've ever seen one. That looks like a Spyro the Dragon villain or a Croc villain. If you remember Croc, that PlayStation platformer where they're trying to make that their mascot and never went anywhere. But yeah, I might have to see the movie just to see that thing. It looks like the snowman from The Christmas Light, if anyone's seen that one. Only a little better animated. Maybe. Possibly. Who's That Girl? Yes, this is one I will not be featuring because this did get a theatrical release and it is somewhat famous, but I picked it up because I kind of want to check it out. So, it stars Madonna and Griffin Dunne. Madonna, let's see. Does my audience know about Madonna? So once upon a time, there was, before Lady Gaga and her meat suit. Actually, does my current audience even know about Lady Gaga? Anyway, before Lady Gaga, there was Madonna. Madonna was this very popular, showy singer who did a lot of outrageous things. She did not wear a suit of meat, but she had very large cones on her breasts. And one day she decided that because she was making it as a singer, she should also be an actor. And she starred in about 24 movies. Only about 10% were good, and half of them are virtually unwatchable. And this is one of them. This is one of her earlier movies when she was trying to find her niche. So most of her movies, she's like this sultry, sexy, kind of know-it-all. I don't know how to describe her. Just this, she doesn't play outside of her wheelhouse. Except in this one, where she does. She's this very loud, obnoxious woman who kind of makes this shy nerd's life completely miserable. So that could be interesting. She's kind of a Cyndi Lauper. No, that's the only personality I can think of right off the top of my head. Just this very outrageous personality. 4 years unjustly jailed haven't dampened the spirits or determination of Nikki Finn. The spunky parolee sets out to clear her name and sets the Big Apple spinning in deliciously funny ways. Madonna is sexy and funny, a very engaging comedian, Vincent Canby of the New York Times wrote of her work in Who's That Girl? The music movie superstar displays kicky comic flair and sings 4 terrific show tune songs. Griffin Dunne co-stars as an uptight, soon-to-be-wed attorney whose mild lifestyle swerves into the path of uproarious, oncoming traffic courtesy of Nikki. This frisky caper provides proves screwball comedy is alive and well. Yeah, so I've heard that this isn't very good. This is quite bad. It was a lower grossing movie in a year that brought us Ishtar, which is considered one of the worst movies of all time and one of the biggest bombs of all time. However, I'm curious about it. I might like it. I kind of like these screwball comedies. If I don't like it, my grandma will probably like it because she likes these screwball comedies. I don't know. I'm curious about this one. I probably won't be talking about it on this channel, but for a personal movie, this is definitely worth a look. Super Furball. This is, well, what do you even say about it? It's you got a guinea pig and she's wearing goggles. I think it's a she anyway. Wearing goggles, orange jumpsuit, some barely visible cartoon drawings in the background. I don't even know if you can see those. There's a guy with glasses. Most descriptive DVD cover I've ever seen. Let's see. Oh, well, it's laid out exactly like that Magical Kids DVD. So yeah, this is given a whole lot of time and attention. When a young girl acquires a secret superpower from her pet guinea pig, her ordinary life turns upside down. She decides to use her newfound powers to make a difference in the world, which helps her in conquering her own fears. Super Furball is a story of courage, friendship, and becoming comfortable in your own skin. Well, I still don't know anything about it. that seriously, you tell me absolutely nothing about this movie. What is the super pet? Is that the girl? Can she turn into a guinea pig? Is that the guinea pig? Is the guinea pig a superhero? What? Is that a sign? Is the movie so devoid of story that they couldn't even come up with a good blurb on the back of the DVD cover? Because I don't know anything about the movie. And the screenshots, there's a giant rat sprinkling something on a little girl, and then the little girl's baseball bat becomes a lightsaber, and the girl's licking her fingers. Did she eat her guinea pig? And a very badly modeled flying guinea pig with a jumpsuit. Who even made this? What country is this from? Kind of looks Finnish? Finnish? Is that Finnish? I don't know, maybe if Finnish or Korean. It kind of, if I had to guess, it kind of reminds me of The Magic Gourd, that Korean movie that Disney brought over here and dubbed. That was okay, I guess. It was a pretty unique, be careful what you wish for movie. So if this is kind of like that, then maybe it'll be okay. Or maybe it'll be the most bizarre thing I've ever seen, or maybe it will be the most boring thing I've ever seen. Maybe a little bit of everything. Ozzy! The Fast and the Furry. Also, I think Tom and Jerry already stole that title. Now, all it says is Ozzy, so I guess that's Ozzy? I guess... Oh, look, it's Dove approved. What a wonderful, entertaining, fun movie for the entire family. That's not a review. That's the beginning of a sentence. You didn't even complete your sentence. That in no way qualifies it as a description of the movie. You can apply that to anything. Of course, this is the Dove Foundation. I don't even think they watch the movies that they rate. And whenever you get approval from the Dove Foundation, just set the movie on fire. Jeff Foxworthy. If your audience prefers licking their privates over watching your movie, you might be a dumb movie. Rob Schneider is a dog. Actually, I think he already was a dog in something. Frankie Quinones? I don't know that. Introducing Lexi Walker. No! Lexi Walker! The Lexi Walker? This is her first appearance? Oh my god! Oh, this is so exciting! I've always wanted to know where that greatness came from. Who's Lexi Walker? Okay. Let's see. Young and old will enjoy this colorful adventure. Well, at least that says something. The pampered life of Ozzy, a lovable beagle, is turned upside down when his family leaves him in what seems to be the best canine spa, Blue Creek, before going on a long vacation. But the place's perfect appearance turns out to be a facade concocted by its villainous owner, Mr. Robbins. Ozzy soon discovers that Blue Creek is a jail for dogs, inhabited mainly by tough street mongrels, and where it's a case of survival of the fittest. Well, that just sounds like a lawsuit waiting to happen. Ozzy will now have to avoid danger, find strength where he didn't think he had any, and learn to rely on Chester, Frankie, and Doc, his new friends who will accompany him on his adventure as he tries to get back home safe and sound. I think I used everything on the front of the DVD already. I don't know. Jeff Foxworthy, that could be worth some entertainment somewhere. He's done voices. He was in Fox and the Hound 2. He was in Racing Stripes. I'm not building this movie up, am I? I don't know. Yeah. And finally, what other way that can I finish everything off than with an Asylum movie? In the Name of Ben-Hur, the legend returns. Yeah, it returned in like 2016, and it was nothing. nothing. It was directed. It was a remake of that 1950s movie that everybody loves, and then they remade it, and nobody saw it, and it bombed heavily, and nobody liked it. And of course, it was directed by Timur Brekhanov, guy I can't pronounce, who's directed absolutely no good English movies. So what do you expect? So yeah, this is the Asylum cashing in on it because they thought that it would be a big blockbuster movie, and it wasn't. But of course, being the Asylum, they make a cheap knockoff that makes its money back within a couple months, which is more than can be said for a lot of the movies they rip off. The classic hero returns in an epic action adventure in the vein of Gladiator and Troy. Well, just say it's an update to BenHur. BenHur's in the public domain, I believe. Hence how you were able to call your movie BenHur. Let's see. Stuff happening. Blurry stuff. Sparta! That's all I can say. Oh, there's more. I didn't even notice this blurb down here. It's so small. A young gladiator enslaved in the Roman arena in 71 AD escapes by chariot towards the freedom of Hadrian's Wall. Fighting centurions and mercenaries along the way, he becomes a folk hero for all those struggling to fight Roman oppression. I'm Spartacus. I don't know. I haven't actually seen the first BenHur, so I can't say anything about this, except, well, of course, this is an Asylum movie, so I'm going to feature it one of these days. You know, surprisingly, I don't find that many Asylum movies at Dollar Tree. You'd think that there would be shelf after shelf full of them, but no, I've only found, let's see, I found that Cargo movie, Trollland, Hornet, that King Arthur movie, and this. So that's 5. That's only 5 Asylum movies I've found at Dollar Tree. Most of my collection I actually found at Dollar General. I don't know where I was going with this. Of course, nowadays, the Asylum's just uploading their entire catalog to YouTube, and then you have the Pluto TV and Amazon Prime, and you can watch their movies practically anywhere, so I don't even really have to bother with the DVDs, so... And they're, like, suddenly doing that. Like, I started my retrospective at the beginning of this year, and within a few months, they just started uploading all their stuff for free, so I don't have to go hunt down their stuff. It's actually pretty good, pretty awesome. Except for the fact that, of course, I bought all these DVDs that are now redundant, but yeah, so I'll get to this one eventually. And there you go. That is my DVD haul from Dollar Tree. I think I found some titles that I'm pretty interested in. I found some titles that I want to see, that I have to see, and that I am not interested in at all. And those are the ones that you absolutely want me to see, because if I've learned anything about YouTube, it is a place where the audience tortures the creator, and the creator gets paid for it. So, will I get another haul? Maybe, but I think I have enough material here for a long time, so I'll only get a whole bunch more DVDs if I find a whole bunch more DVDs. If I just find an incredible amount of DVDs I might want to look at, or if I just find DVDs I'm curious of, and I'll just pick those up, and maybe I'll feature them here, who knows. So, what movies here would you like me to feature? What are the number 1 titles that you can all agree on that should come first out of these stacks that I've shown? Also, what other movies would you like me to feature? Let me know in the comments, and I might read them. I don't know. I'm kind of focusing on some other stuff, so we'll see when we get to it. So, thanks for watching. I don't really have a sign-off. Disney Infinity Loki. See?